I got very into political work for a long time. You know, I was in the women's movement and the gay liberation movement and the disability rights movement and the anti-imperialist left, and you know, so I did a lot of political work of different kinds before I got into Zen. And I'm still very interested in politics, and I still care deeply about the world. I still care about things like climate change and who we elect as president, and you know, racism and sexism and all those things. I still care about all those things. I'm not a political activist anymore, except in the sense that I see this work as a form of political activism. I mean, politics can be seen as sort of a dirty word, but to me, what it really means, it's just talking about how we exist in relationship to each other, how we exist in community, and how we organize community. We're not going to get very far with anything if we're coming from that place of separation and ego and us and them. So I found that this perspective, as I went into Zen and into meditation and looked into my own mind, I saw everything in my own mind. You know, I saw Hitler in my own mind. I saw, you know, and I saw Mother Teresa in my own mind. I saw everything in there. And when we can really see that, and when we see that everything is happening by itself, that there isn't really this controller in there that we think is in there sort of choosing everything, we have compassion then for all the things that are going on that we don't like, and for ourselves when we behave in mean-spirited ways that we don't like. And I think this kind of openness, open listening, and seeing through the separation and seeing through the fragmentation, seeing through the separate self, questioning what is it I'm feeling defensive about. Just even questioning, I mean, I find it fascinating, you know, when I hear somebody who's putting forward a worldview that I find very upsetting, and this upset arises in me. I find that really interesting to explore, like what is that upset? And you know, it seems like at the root of it, it's there's a fear that, you know, the universe is not going the way I think it should. The universe is not the way I want it to be. The universe is it's rooted in that sense of separation and the self and everything, which, as I say, it goes so deep and there's so many layers of it. It's not like we just have this awakening and then it's gone. So, yeah, I find when it's so important to be able to see our own racism, to see our own sexism, to see our own homophobia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and not just think, oh, it's those other people who have these problems, you know. And so I feel this work is political, actually, this non-dual. But just to say, oh, it doesn't make any difference, there's no person here anyway, that just feels kind of short-sighted. It's one half of the truth. Because yes, on a certain level, there is nothing here. Not meaning there's voidness here, but meaning there's no thing here. So on one level, there is no this and that and women and men and blah, blah, blah. But on another level, there is. And, you know, pain hurts. As I often say, thinking of Jesus, you know, it hurts being nailed to a cross no matter how awake you might be. So yeah, I care, and I still find it really interesting how things change in all those ways. And I feel like at my age, I'm 67, I've seen so much amazing change in all those areas in my lifetime. You know, I never thought I'd live to see a black president or gay marriage or anything like that. I couldn't have imagined that as a child. So, and that's beautiful. It's part of this living reality. See, I think it's a mistake to throw out any part of it, including thinking and storytelling and imagination. It's all part of it. But it's just approaching it in a different way, I guess you could say. you.